Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas from Red Pines. Happy Hanukkah and happy holidays. And cross everything you can cross that 2021 is going to be a better year. Anyways, what I thought I would do is talk briefly about a couple comments I received this year. The ones that were more, I heard more of, that were very common. And I had a lot of people that commented about this being December. Oh, I want to get back into planting. I miss my garden, and I want to get my hands dirty again and plant my new harvest. And all I have to say to that is, join the club. So do I. And because I get cabin fever really bad. Sorry, I'm driving. I get cabin fever really bad. So that was the first thing. I heard that a lot. And second thing I got a lot of this year was, I really want to start a garden. I really want to grow a garden. We thought about it this year because we were all stuck in the house. And but I only have I'm in a condo. I have a balcony, or I have a tiny backyard, or I live in a townhouse, and very often those little backyards are very small, and I have no room for a garden. And in all honesty, I was in the same situation years ago. I had a condo, and all I could really do was grow things in planters. So I did a lot of herbs, things like that. I have a few green pepper plants. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about, and then show you how to utilize vertical space. In other words, growing up as opposed to out. And I did it this year at Red Pines. My daughter also did it, and we had a lot of success with it. On both of us, my daughter really grew a lot on the. We did like a vertical wall, actually an arch, and she grew everything from squash, zucchini, beans, cucumbers, watermelons, a variety of different types of melons actually, and she had a lot of success with it. So where I'm going right now is I found a guy on Facebook Marketplace who, by the way, it's a great place to check out if you're looking for wood, things for your garden, supplies. And he has a whole bunch of irregular 2x2s and 1x2s. By irregular, it means the wood is brand new, but it might have a slight bend to it. It might, have more knots than you would want in the wood. And you know what? That's okay. For something like what I'm about to do, I don't need perfect wood. I'm not building a structure with this. We're not using it for a roof or anything like that. What I'm going to be building is basically the frame of maybe a 6 or 8 foot wall. I haven't decided. I won't decide till I see the wood. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a frame, and on that frame, once I take it up north, I'm going to put wire mesh on it so the vegetation produce grows upward. At the bottom of that frame, I'm going to build a small planter, maybe 6 inches deep, 6 inches, 8 inches across, something like that. It doesn't have to be big. And these walls I'm going to use to grow more beans, peas, things like that, so that I have more of that to can for next year. Anyways, so I'm going out to check out this wood. Like I said, he has 2x2s and 1x2s. The 8 foot 2x2s he's selling for $1 a piece, and the 8 foot 1x2s he's selling for 50 cents a piece. And again, for something like this, you can use the wood and scrap wood in your basement, your garage. It does not have to be pretty. You can make it pretty if you want by painting it. Hey, okay, so I just got back from picking up the wood, and I'll show it to you in a second. This guy had like a big farm. He's like in the middle of nowhere. So I wound up getting more than enough wood that I need to do what I want to do, all for 25 bucks. So I think I got like a bundle of 25 2x2s. I got a bunch of the 1x2s. I was only gonna buy 10 of them. He threw more of them in there, and I wound up getting all the 1x2s for free. So can't complain at all. So I'm gonna show you the bundles in the back. I'm not gonna start this project until tomorrow because it's going on 4 o'clock, and either I'm gonna go in and have a coffee, maybe I'll have a scotch. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know. Okay, so here's the wood I got. Here's the back of it anyways. Got a bundle of the 2x2s. all these 1x2s. They kind of threw these in for nothing, which was pretty nice of them. Kind of see how much wood is in here. And everything I got here was for 25 bucks. So that's more than enough wood I need to make the frames I need. And once I start making them tomorrow, I'll start filming some of that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm not actually gonna build the entire frame today. What my plan is to cut the pieces of wood so that I can keep them all in the truck basically till maybe March or so. The idea is to have the wood all cut and ready to go when I go back to Red Pines, and then just kind of assemble it there. The actual planter at the bottom, I'm still deciding whether I'm gonna build a planter and attach the vertical wall to the planter, or if I'm going to put brackets in the planter to be able to set the wall in the brackets. That way when winter comes, I can pull the vertical wall out, store it a little bit easier, and then the planters are easier. I'll have those on wheels. I haven't decided that yet. So I decided I think I'm going to be going with 6x6 on the wall, 6 foot high and 6 foot in width. So I left my electric tools up north, so I'll be doing it by hand. Show you a little bit of that. And the other thing I'm going to show you are the couple of the vertical walls I did build, which are part of my Oogle garden, which I'm going to be doing my next video on what an Oogle garden is. Let's go cut some wood and see how it turns out. Okay, like for instance, this board here has a chunk missing on the end, but you know, I'll definitely get the 6 foot out of that with no problem. So I'll just cut that end off. This board, you can't see it maybe, but this board is a little warped, but I have the warped end here. So when I make the cut, I'll cut most of the warp part off, and I'll even use that for something too. And same thing here. This one has a little crack in it, but I'll cut this side off. This one is kind of chopped up at the end. Again, not perfect. Most of that will be cut off because these are 8 foot boards. So I'm going to be cutting 2 feet off the end here. And that's basically what you're dealing with irregular boards. All right, now we're going to get to the cutting. Okay, so this is definitely not the right saw for the job. But right now, the other saws are buried in the garage and there's Christmas presents surrounding them, so I'm not going to try and dig it out. But this is more for a miter box. But I still think it will work. So give it a shot. All right, so it worked. I measured this board out at 6 feet. And now what I'm gonna do is I'll just, I'll use this as a template, and all these 2x2s are gonna be cut to 6 feet. And then the cross beams, the 1x2s I use, will also be cut to 6 feet. So let me cut some boards and then I'll come back. Okay, so I got all the cutting done. Probably took me about 35 minutes or so, cut everything by hand since I have my electric saw up north, not here. And what I'm gonna do, basically, I'm gonna show you with 2 small pieces of wood. Basically, each wall is gonna be about, give or take, 6 to 7 feet high. I'm gonna put 2 walls together like this in an A-frame type of a shape. And then down the middle, I'll have a couple supports. And what will happen is down here at the bottom, I'm gonna have planters. So basically, I'll have beans growing up each side of the A-frame. And I have a great spot up north for these. I'd like to have about 6 A-frames built. I have, I think, most of the wood here. If not, I can always pick up a couple more 2x2s, no big deal. And that way we'll have beans, peas growing up. Beans and peas are a staple in our prepping, and they happen to grow great up north. Hopefully this helps a little bit. You know, also keep in mind buckets. I'm always talking about buckets. And you know, you can build kind of like a step, 2 or 3 step, almost like stairs, and put 5-gallon buckets on each level. And that's another way you can grow vertically. Anyways, hopefully this kind of gave you an idea. So anyway, let me show you what I did come up with after cutting all the wood. Here's what I came up with. Everything is cut, everything fits in the back of the truck, so I'm all set for spring with this. Also help with my cabin fever a little bit. So the 2x2s and the 1x2s, and all the short pieces here, the 2 foot, 1.5, 2 feet sections I cut off, I'll just use those for supports. Okay, and then I'll do a follow-up video once I get them built up north and kind of show you what I did with them. All right. Again, if this helped, hopefully it helped a little bit. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and watch for my next video, which is going to be on Oogle Gardens. Don't miss that one. It's very cool.